Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Media Mania podcast. Today, I'm joined by the one and the only Cameron Stevens.
What's going on?
Mr. Stevens, welcome to the show.
Oh, what's going on, man? What's going on?
It's another wonderful day in paradise.
Oh, yes, sure. Same thing out here, man. Same thing out here.
Thank you for taking the time to sit down with me this evening.
Absolutely.
I gotta say, I'm jealous of your hair. I gotta say, I'm jealous of your hair, man.
And the funny thing is, I don't hardly do anything with it. You're not the first one. I have people of all shapes, sizes, and genders telling me that they wish they had my hair. And if I were to disclose a secret, it's a shitload of conditioner. Probably way too much, like significantly too much.
And I gotta say, seeing you on camera, I wanted to save this for on camera, but you look so much like Bo Dallas. You look so much like him.
That's deadly. That's deadly. He's if you ask me, I think he's doing some of the best work he's ever done right now with his Wyatt 6 stuff. I think that's incredible work that he's doing right now, and definitely close to home where it's largely taking influence, obviously, from Bray Wyatt. So that side of it, it's a very beautiful thing, not just for the fan base, but I would imagine for him and his family as well.
Yeah, just as I was saying, like it's so scary. Like just looking at you, like looking in the mirror and seeing Bo.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I'll add that one to the list.
So how did your identity come to you? Like, how did your character come to be?
Well, like a lot of things, I kind of evolved into this. Starting out, I didn't really have a whole lot of direction, but when I came to Newfoundland, I spent a lot of time really honing in on, okay, what's my gimmick, right? Like, who am I? You know, like what am I portraying to the audience? You know, and for me, my initial concept was, well, I'm going to be a hair metal fucking rock and roll guy, right? Like that's who I was going to be. So I came out as the Steel Panther first, and I had the friggin' paint on and the long blonde hair, and then it was a shitty bleach job, I'll tell you that. But still, I was going out there rocking and rolling, getting the crowd excited, all sorts of energy. And in New Evolution Wrestling specifically, I was put in a position where Jeremiah Javen had taken their ring hostage. I had to go out and take it back. And around that time, some things had started to fall apart for me personally, and I had to take a step away. And where Violent Vindication was born is when I had to take that step away. Everybody who was there in the NEW audience who was saying, "Man, you're our hero, you're our number one guy," didn't really hear from any of them when I needed them. You could hear from them plenty when they needed me, but when it was the other way around, crickets. So when I came back, I was going to whoop as much ass and cause as much damage as humanly possible in order to make do on all the all the hours, days, and months that those people left me aside and ignored that I even existed.
So you kind of took a page out of Sting's playbook almost.
You could say that. You could say that. It morphed into what would become. Some people called it a cult. I call it a family, and that being also in the name of violent vindication. And I had myself a hysterical harlot who has since turncoated, along with another former follower of mine, Axel Mason, another former follower of mine, Zach Youngblood, who thankfully was the only one to leave my family gracefully. The other two like to throw it back in my face. The same people who once called me their great leader is now are partially the reason I'm no longer in New Evolution Wrestling for now.
Yeah, and with you saying the whole cult like group like setting, it just I have to say this. I don't know. I'm sure you know who they are. They were underrated to me when they were a part of AEW. Was Vincent and Dutch the Righteous?
Very familiar, very familiar. I very much enjoy their work 100%, especially back in the previous administration in Ring of Honor. I think a lot of the work that they were doing, especially at that time, was fantastic. Vincent is another one of those guys who it doesn't matter where you see him, like in regards of shows, promotions, what have you. Doesn't matter where you
Mm.
see him, he's gonna give you some level of a show that you're going to remember. At when you leave that event, at some in some portion of your memory, you're gonna remember what that guy did because he does things differently in a way of. For me, I feel it's the in between things that he does differently that's
Yeah,
connected me personally to his work.
yeah. Like that's what I was getting at. Like your style and their style is like I think you like if you ever got to work like I think you would fit right in with what they're doing. Like if you ever had like with your whole persona, I think it would fit right in with theirs.
I don't doubt that. Yeah, I mean those guys are extremely talented guys, and I guess we have the same kind of outlook on the world and the way things ought to be dealt with. So maybe that's a path we look down one of these days. Who knows?
Yeah. And there's an indie wrestler. I had him on my show a couple weeks ago, and I swear, like you and him would just make magic together. He's based out of Louisiana. I don't know if you've heard of him or not. He's called the Barker of the Bazaar, Rico Wildly.
Not off the top of my head, but that hearing that, I want to hear more.
Yeah, he's like it's like a. Have you ever been to a circus or carnival?
Sure, sure.
And there's a guy that's standing there saying, "Step right up, step right up, step right up. Come see the amazing such and such."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, he kind of took that and put it on his head and gave it a dark twist.
Ooh, sort of like a twisted ringleader.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. That's dope. I like that.
So, how would you describe your in ring style to someone who's never watched you?
Uh, I would definitely classify myself as a brawler. Always have been. Very generally speaking, I like to consider my style very rough. Um, Very much a throw you on the ground and stomp you while you're there, let you get up so I can put you back down. Very much a like to play with my food kind of a style where I like to take my time and enjoy the punishment I ditch out onto people because it makes me feel good inside, like that nice, happy, tingly feeling you get. Well, that's what happens to me when I'm inflicting pain and causing havoc. So I guess the short way to answer it is no, yes, I absolutely, absolutely, 100%.
So would you say you're more like more into the hardcore Mick Foley kind of thing?
100%. Mick Foley, and I don't mind admitting this one iota. Mick Foley is one of the biggest influences in my life. Between him and Jeff Hardy are two big ones for me. Always have been. Um, and Mick Foley actually, to go behind the third wall a little bit. Um, my girlfriend, the last few years, couple years ago, got me Cameo from Foley, and it was going to be like an anniversary thing.
Hmm.
But when he started it, he started singing "Happy Birthday," so I ended up getting two for the price of one.
Hey, to get Mick Foley to sing "Happy Birthday" to you, hey, I would I would
Hey,
never ever delete that video ever.
and it was to the tune of "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree."
He is a Christmas person. He he has said it. I forget when he said it was on Monday Night Raw a couple years ago. He said, "Yes, I do wear Christmas themed attire 365 days a year."
Oh man,
So,
homie has a Santa room.
and you saying Jeff Hardy was another big influence. I did not think Jeff Hardy would like whenever I don't want to get this is gonna sound fucking stupid and hilarious at the same time. But whenever I go to a bathroom, it doesn't matter where I go, if there's no paper towels, I just end up hitting the Jeff Hardy. I just end up doing the Jeff Hardy hand thing. I'm like, hey, that's
See, now here's the problem with a lot of Jeff Hardy dancing that I see across the internet. None of you people wants to throw your hips into it, okay? Jeff's not just doing that. Nah, dog. He's throwing the hips in as he's doing it. He's going to town on the air as he's throwing them hands around.
yeah.
All these people doing
Hey,
it online, and nobody has the heart to
nobody has the
fucking
heart.
commit.
I remember when he debuted for AEW. Like Matt Hart, his brother Matt was just getting Jeff Hardy like, let me hit my dance real quick before I come save you.
Hey, I can't
I'm
blame
like,
him. I
get
can't
your ass in
blame
the
him
ring.
one bit. Can't blame him one
Get
bit,
your ass
man.
in the ring. Get,
That's your hype up shit, man. That's the shit that gives you the power. That's like He-Man saying, "Here comes the power." That's
yeah. And I was shocked, like I don't they're how they've been able to use the same theme song no matter where they go. They're able to keep using the same song they've used their whole careers.
Oh man, Loaded is probably one of my favorite wrestling theme songs, especially from that era when they first started using it, of course. But yeah, no, it's a song that's instantly recognizable, and the fact that they're able to use it everywhere they go, I think, especially nowadays, is bringing something very special to their act, because the Hardy Boys are they're kind of the last of a dying breed there now.
They are.
There's not a whole lot of the guys left from that era that are still running strong. I mean, you think about it; they started out as enhancement guys in the mid '90s, like the
Mm-hmm.
Hardys have been around for a long time, and they've done a little bit of everything, So, like, the way I look at it is the Indies are lucky to have the Hardy Boys at their disposal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's beautiful how many people are taking advantage of that and giving them work. And I think it's crazy how some people aren't. Like, I think it's crazy that some people are looking at it as like, oh man, yeah, we'll bring somebody up. No, bring in the Hardy Boys, man. Everybody
Yeah.
loves the Hardy Boys.
Because like especially because with Jeff, Jeff doesn't have many more of those spots left in him.
Oh man, like there's only so many times you can throw your body at the wall before it says, "Hey, brother, chill out a little bit. Like it's time to take a step back." You know what I mean? And Um,
you have to excuse me for this. You have to excuse me for what I'm about to say because I'm taking it right off what you said. You said, "Hang on there, brother. I'm at the one up you here. I'm at the one up you." That doesn't work for me, brother.
and you know what's funny is I find a lot of times when boys do stupid shit like jumping off ladders and fucking. I'm not gonna say I didn't love it, but I'm also not gonna say it's not stupid as fuck to do. And I'm just as guilty of doing stupid shit like that. Being like, oh, boys, what's the grossest thing we can do tonight?
So, I've asked this question to a few other people, and they've all given me a different answer. Like, do you have like a song or anything you listen to before you go out to your match or anything to get yourself hyped up?
Mm, see, for me, that's a bit of a loaded question because my music taste changes so much. So
Mm-hmm.
much. So, like, I'm the type of person that fixates on something for a certain amount of time and then it's on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
I still like thing A, but I'm not listening to it as much. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like right now I'm on a big Queen kick.
Hey, no, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong, Queen. There's nothing wrong
Oh
with it.
man. Now I think the most controversial take I have in regards to Queen is that Another One Bites the Dust is their best song, but I don't know. That might just be me. I'm okay with that just being me because
Another one
I
bites the.
fucking love that song.
I'm me being a former. I'm sorry, but me being a former football player, I played football from Pee Wee all the way to high school football. The
Oh,
two
We Will
songs
Rock
I
You is
heard,
yours.
that either that or We Are the Champions.
Oh yeah, one of the two. One of the two. I played a little bit of ball too, actually. Funny you mentioned. I didn't play much. I only played for a couple of years in high school. But yeah, no, it I've got a lasting impression of the gridiron.
Oh yeah, and see, I started taking the music question. I don't know if you watch Seamus the workout videos he does with people.
Little bit, little bit.
I kind of took the question because he asked the people he has on all the time, is there a certain like what's like your workout music or like you listen to on the road or whatever? And I kind of
Yeah,
just
no,
took
absolutely.
and I kind
I
of just
love
took and
music.
said, "Fuck," I took and said, sorry, Seamus, I'm taking your line here for a while. I'm gonna use this question. Sorry, Seamus.
Oh, you're good, brother.
So is the Canadian like being from Canada, is the wrestling scene in Canada different from what it is in the States?
I would imagine so. Now I haven't worked in the state, so I can't compare the two as well as
Okay.
I would like to, but I guess it depends on where you go and who you work for, really. I know where I am now in Newfoundland. We're literally on an island. We're separated from the rest of the country that we're in, right? So the import fees on everything that's here, it's more expensive to do everything here, right?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, if the promotion says, "Hey, we need a new ring,"
Mm-hmm.
it'll cost them twice as much for like to get a ring shipped out here than it would to get it shipped
Yeah.
to the mainland because it's got to get on a ferry, all the extra bullshit. It's just a hassle to get anything done out here. But the positive spin on that is Newfoundlanders are very locally driven.
Yeah.
So when I say the biggest issue when it comes to getting people in our doors is just letting them know we exist.
Yeah.
Because I started in Calgary. Bruce
Mhm.
Hart had trained me initially. And starting in Calgary, you would expect there to be a large wrestling base, right? And there
Mhm.
is. There is a fairly large wrestling base there. But I had never seen before coming to Newfoundland such a density of wrestling fans. People that
Yeah.
love wrestling. Oh, my grandfather's been watching wrestling his whole life, and I've been watching it with him, since I was a wee little fella, and the amount of times I hear that and say, "Hey, did you know there was local wrestling?" They said, "Local what?" They don't know.
Yeah.
So a part of what I'm trying to do nowadays is to let people know we exist so we can get more people in the door. I'm at a point now where I would like Newfoundland as a whole to grow
Mhm.
because I'm going to use NEW as an example, right?
Yeah.
NEW
Mhm.
and St. John's, because realistically, that's the base for wrestling in Newfoundland is in our city.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you can put in anywhere between 400 to 500 people every
Mhm.
time in the same
Yeah.
venue, right? At that
Mhm.
point, I'm not looking at the distance between dates because they are spread out a lot more than they are on the mainland.
Yeah.
However,
Mhm.
the crowds that we're consistently putting in there, and I say we because
Yeah.
short of the last one show that NEW had, I was on the roster, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so, and I'll touch on that later as well. But I look at it, we can put those people in that venue, which means, and we're doing that on local names alone. We're not bringing people in to draw an audience, right?
Yeah.
Like recently, like we had a two like I again we I mean NEW had a 2 night event, right?
Mhm.
The one night there was a name on the show, and the other night there was a cage on the show.
Yeah.
And man, everybody came out for that cage because there hadn't been a cage match in Newfoundland in over 15 years,
Yeah.
right? So that told me that realistically out here, bringing in big names that can help us learn is
Mhm.
more for us to learn than it is for the audience because a lot of times the audience don't really uh don't really receive as much if it's not directly linked with one of the stories being told, which is
Yeah.
another side of the industry that I think is very important, is making sure that no matter what you're doing, there's a reason for why you're doing it. There's a story being told, right? There's
Yep.
a beginning, middle, and end of what's going to happen and where things are going to go.
Yeah. So I have to ask, you brought it up. You were trained by one of the Harts. How is that getting to train with someone of the Hart family?
Yeah, that one was honestly, I am very grateful, extremely grateful for my time with Bruce. Because I kind of lucked into it, if I'm being honest with you. Like it was like a word of mouth kind of thing that got me in there. So my mother had worked retail for fucking ever, like managing
Yeah.
multi-million-dollar stores, and she's actually the one who taught me how to sell stuff, like
Yeah.
how to shill out merchandise, which is something I like to do nowadays. It helps me make some money, right? But
Yeah.
when my mom was working retail, one of the guys that was working for her was getting trained by Bruce,
Yeah.
and I was like 15 at the time.
Mhm.
So she asked, "Hey, do you think like my son would be able to start training?" He says, "Well, I'll ask Bruce, and open the line of conversation, basically."
Yeah.
And one thing led to another, and I'd say about a month or two before my 16th birthday, I went down to Bruce's house. And at this point, the cold was starting to come, so there wasn't really a full training going on that night because there was like frost on the ring and all sorts of shit. But
Yeah.
you know, I got to go to his backyard, look at the ring, get in the ring, and I'll be honest with you. When I got in that ring, I felt something. I don't. I There hasn't been many times in my life that I've had that feeling, but I felt
Yeah.
something when I got in that ring, and it's hard to describe. Um,
I wouldn't doubt it being trained in the legendary Heart Dungeon.
Well, and that's the thing, because the dungeon that's long gone. That's been long sold off to somebody else, so that's not where I was. But and that's one thing I do like to mention as well is like as much as it's a heart trained me, I don't feel like I can say I was dungeon trained because I don't think I was.
Yeah.
You know, I was I stretched? Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I was. And that was an experience. I consider that a rite of passage, if you ask me, to some degree. To some degree, if you can handle that and somewhat, you know,
So,
not be a bitch, I guess.
so you probably know. My neck. So again, being trained by the like, did you ever get to train? Like, did when you're getting trained, did like Brad or anyone else from the family ever show up to help with training?
um, once, Harry Smith dropped by,
Oh hell.
and that gave me a new appreciation for the talent of Harry Smith. That man, first off, he is a big motherfucker. I'll tell you that. That he is a
He is.
big man.
He
And
is.
I
I've
have
seen him
never
live.
in my life, with my own two eyes, seen any other human being move as fast as Harry Smith did when I when I was watching him roll around with his cousins. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm watching it just like in awe because it's like this guy is huge and what a fucking athlete. Like what oh
Mhm.
man,
I got to see
phenomenal.
him
But
at the.
like
I got to see him at the NWA Crockett Cup a couple years ago, and I remember when I saw like when he used to be in WWE with Tyson Kidd in their tag team. I'm like, he looked like he ate him.
oh dude,
He-
like he and honestly I think that might be partially because of the WWE's cameras and everything. Like I don't know if it made him look smaller or what, but he's a big fucking boy and he's got a
Mhm.
lot of like size. Like he's fucking yeah, dude. He's a freak of nature in the best possible way. Like
So, are there any promotions in Canada or the states? If you when you get to work in the states, are there any promotions in the states or in Canada that you're dying to like work for?
um I mean, obviously, the short answer is yes. There's a lot of promotions I would love to work for, and a large number of them likely either have no idea who I am or no interest. If I'm being perfectly honest, being on an island does limit my ability to go a lot of places as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of bookings I had when I was younger
Hmm.
that I wish I had my mindset now when I
Yeah.
went and did those dates. And what I
Mhm.
mean by that is I never, when I was younger, I didn't really look into the merchandising and the presenting yourself side of the business. I was very focused on the in ring learning your craft and not saying that you don't need to because you very much need to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But I wish when I was around promotions like CWE that I actually hopped on their tour, got in the car with somebody, brought some
Mhm.
merchandise, and learned the business more so than I had, if that makes sense. Because, and Canadian Wrestling Elite, CWE, I will give them the utmost credit because there's not very many companies in both countries that will go from one well, I'm not gonna say one end of the country to the other because it's not, but it's pretty fucking far. They go from Ontario to BC, which is 5 provinces, which
Yeah.
doesn't sound like a lot, but that's Jesus, few weeks, like
Uh,
30 days on the road, and they go
yeah.
every single day. And I'll be honest with you, man, like it's as close to a contract schedule as you're going to get on the indies, at least for one promotion. And yeah, I think it's phenomenal that they've been able to do it for as long as they have, and consistently. It's it's very impressive. Real Canadian Wrestling, where I started. I'll always give them props for giving me my start and allowing me the opportunity to learn and to grow, not just as a talent but as a person. Um, while me and New Evolution Wrestling are currently on bad terms, I'm gonna throw them into there as well because if you're drawing in 400 plus people with local talent only, you're doing
Yeah,
something right.
yeah. And
Uh,
the reason I brought up the whole question was because I didn't start paying attention to the Canadian wrestling scene until about almost 2 3 years ago now.
I
About
will
two
give you
years.
one company that I would absolutely love to work for, and I have spoken to the owner of that promotion years ago. Um, but Love Pro Wrestling, they are
Okay.
doing some of the best work I've seen. Love Pro Wrestling and Top Talent Pro Wrestling out in Alberta.
Mhm.
Those guys are doing some of the best work I've seen out of Alberta in ever. If I'm being honest with you, the production value in those events, the talent that's on those events,
Mhm.
the quality of the talent that's on those like I can't say enough good things about the two of those promotions and the urge to want to work for companies like that. And I'll throw some BC companies in there as well, like VIPW, like VIPW 365 Wrestling, lots of promotions in Canada that I would absolutely love to work for. Um, and never say never. Who knows? Might you might turn on the TV or the Instagram one of these days and see, oh, Skipper's over on the other side of the country for a booking now. Cool. But if it happens, great. If it don't,
Yeah.
I can't say I blame any of them for not bringing me in. I'm on an island, so
Well, I've been. Oh, you're gonna laugh at me for this because you keep saying the word island, and I've been avoiding saying it. Is it the island of relevancy?
no, it's actually the opposite. The absolute opposite. Now, I like to say that Newfoundland is about 20 years behind in the time. So we're like socially we're approaching the 2000s with 2025 technology. Is the best way I can explain Newfoundland. and and this is the
Uh,
thing is I always describe Newfoundland as a place of extremes. There's nothing normal here. Not a fucking thing normal here. If you're meeting someone who's a good person, they're some of the best people you ever meet in your life. If but on the flip side of it, you know, uh, I know up in Maine in Western Canada, you calls them skids. What do
mhm.
the lesser uh what's the best word to describe? What are the less than contributing members of society called out that way? I don't know. Whatever you guys calls them, we call them skeets out here. Is what we call them. And buddy,
We call them
skeets are a different. They're
we
a
call them
different
deadbeats.
brand.
We call them deadbeats.
Okay, yeah, no, deadbeat wouldn't even begin to describe a skeet. Oh man, I'm of the belief that skeets are the worst possible version of what that type of person is. I swear to fuck. Like, oh man, it blows my mind. But it goes to show that it's a place of extremes. Extreme
Yeah,
good and extreme not good. Right?
yeah. But my whole question about the wrestling working for promotions, like like I said, I didn't start paying attention to the Canadian scene until Scott D'Amore started running Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling after TNA fired him.
Oh yeah,
That's
no,
what.
that and they're doing phenomenal business out there. At least from what I can see, I obviously don't work there, but from what I can see, they're doing phenomenal business out there, and really building a name for themselves um, with what they have to work with. And I think it's a great thing. I think the more promotions that are successful, not just across this country but across the world, I think the better the entire wrestling industry will be.
So here's a question. What is the craziest or weirdest fan interaction you've had at a show?
Glad you specified. Um, I wouldn't say it's a weird one. Actually, all right. There's two. There's two that come to mind. One is kind of weird, and the other one is just kind of funny. So the kind of weird one, I started wrestling when I was 17, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't very old when
Hmm.
I started. Let me a second, everybody. Sorry. But yeah, no, I wasn't
Oh,
very
you're good.
young
You're
when
good.
I started wrestling, which pretty much meant that me underage put me around a lot of grown adults. So there was a couple of women after a show that came up to me, and I'd say it was my second match, maybe, which, funny enough, was probably the last match I had underage. But I was 17 at the time. And back when I was a kid, fucking clueless, right? But what an idiot
Hmm.
I was. I had two of them there trying to do whatever they were trying to do, and I'm fucking clueless. Not a goddamn clue. Until my father creeps over my shoulder and he's like, you're
Hmm.
dumb. You have no idea what's going on, do you? They told the women how old I was, and needless to say, they shimmied away. But no, that's one of the weirder ones. But I did find it. Actually, no, scratch that one. There was a fan who offered me his girlfriend one time. I remember that one. He's like, man, you're fucking awesome. Like, oh man, like I'll give you any, like if he wants to take her for tonight. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, what a fucking what the hell? Like, what's going on here?
What a
Like
dog.
freshly 18, right? I had just graduated high school. What the fuck do I know about any of this shit, right? Like I got this guy offering me his missus. His missus did not seem to be in on this conversation. This seemed to be something Buddy pulled out of his ass. Right?
Oh man, that okay, okay. That is probably the weirdest one I've heard so far. That is
Oh, it
offering
I
you
don't
his
think
old
it's as
lady.
weird as I had the blessing, the opportunity to wrestle Gangrel one time. Absolute
Mhm.
class act. Loved the opportunity to work with Gangrel. As we're putting that, as we're talking about that match, right?
Mhm.
Buddy comes
Yeah.
up. He knew that I
Mhm.
had some misses lined up to do whatever after the show, right? Buddy comes up to me while me and Gangrel are talking to try to pitch his sister to be involved in me and Mrs. going off to wherever the fuck. And I'm thinking, I don't give a fuck, sure. Why not? But the depressing part is I had to tell Gangrel the next day that it didn't happen because Buddy's sister pulled out after. Fuck.
I bet. What did Gangrel do? What did he do when you told him that?
He looked disappointed, if I'm being honest. He looked a little disappointed. I can't say I blame him because I was disappointed too.
Oh man. Uh, So all right. Uh, you were talking about it earlier. Your merch. Is there any like? Do you put all your merch in one? Like, where do you sell your merch at if people want to get your merch?
um, well, at the shows, obviously, I got them on my table, and I like to, like, I got the tablecloth and everything. Depending on where I go, like at shows, I usually only have one table available to me. But if you see me at like a local expo or something like that, I'll usually have a probably about an 8 and a 6 foot
Okay.
table. So,
Okay.
and I got enough merch so I can spread it out, right?
Yeah.
6 different t-shirts, 2 different hoodies, shitload of 8x10s that, I'll be honest, I was on a show with Lufisto, and I saw how she had her pictures done up and she had them in binders. So I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna do that because I got my hands on a printer and I can print my own 8x10s now. So fuck it."
Yeah.
And I have so many
Yeah.
now that I ran out of space. So, I think what I'm gonna try to do with some of my more because I recently did up about 20-ish, around 2025 like specialty 8x10s where I'm very big into parody logos.
Mm-hmm.
So features a parody logo, a picture of me, and a fucking background picture of me, right?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about putting those on blankets. I think that would be a really dope thing to add to the table. But like I sells everything from fucking body wash and soap and beard oils to fucking keychains and temporary tattoos, right? Like anything you can think of that someone like me can afford to put a logo on,
Yeah.
I fucking got it. And I have lucked into some of that stuff as well. Like one of my sponsors, Moonlit Magic, is the one
Yeah.
who produces my body accessories, I guess the best way to put it. So like we got bars of soap, we have body wash. Actually, the body wash, you're gonna like the body wash because you said you're a Tennessee boy, right?
I am.
So what's one of the drinks Tennessee is most known for?
Mountain Dew.
I love that. I love that. Not where my brain was going though. I was thinking Jack.
Oh.
The
Well.
initial ingredient was Jack. Now because of tariff nonsense, um, we've had to swap over to a Canadian alternative, which you won't hear me complaining about keeping things Canadian, but the initial round was Jack Daniels we used as one of the ingredients. We boiled the alcohol off the whiskey and added that to some soaps and some essential oils and made what body wash we called whiskey dick. And see, that reaction is the reason for the name because I'm of the belief if I can get a reaction out of you when I'm selling you something, I'm more inclined to get a sale out of you. It's like when I'm like if I'm selling anything, I'm giving you a reason why you need to buy it. There was one show I was at, and it's kind of funny because it was one of the stories that came up to my mind earlier. There was a little girl came up to my table. She bought a pair of sunglasses from me, and I was selling them maybe $10 a pop at the time,
Yeah.
like the round hippie style sunglasses, right?
Yeah. Like the LA night glasses. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, yeah. So I was selling those, and I had done something real dastardly. I think I crucified somebody actually. But the girl came up to me, my table after the show. She says, "I hate to do this," and snaps the glasses. And I laughed at her, and she looked at me. And then I pulled out the $10 bill that she paid for it with. I said, "I still have your money. I don't care what you do with them."
Hey, you pay for them. You do whatever you want to them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll sell you another pair so you can break them too. I don't give a shit as long as I have your money. That don't matter to me. Sure, break them all as long as you pay for them.
So, there's like you're not on like pro wrestling tees or any like merch sites
I
where people can
am,
buy
but
your
I
merch.
don't like to direct people to my pro wrestling tees because that is very outdated. Like my content on there is very outdated.
Okay.
And personally, I prefer the platform I've been using, which is Brainbuster Tees.
Okay.
Um, very user friendly, and I love the extra options. So, like, you can get hoodies and sweatpants and fucking fanny packs. I wouldn't suggest the fanny packs as a fucking arm and a leg, but still, like, the
Yeah.
option is there. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
there's sweatshirts and stickers and all sorts of shit on there. All kinds of different options. And the newer stuff that I've recently put on my Facebook to basically tell my audience, hey, here are the mock-ups for a bunch of shirts I want to bring to my table.
Mm-hmm.
Pick three. Pick three of them, and the three that win the vote, those will be the ones coming to my table in the new year.
Yeah.
And
Um.
but if they wanted to order those, they could always go to Brainbuster Tees. If not all of them, the majority of them are on there.
Yeah.
If you want a specific type of merchandise, so like if you want a tank top instead of a shirt, or if you want a shirt instead of a hoodie, or something like that, specify which item you want. It'll be the fastest way to find what logo you're looking for because I have a lot on Brainbuster Tees.
Like, I don't know if you see the little QR code up in the corner. I don't know if you can see it or not on your
I do,
screen.
yep.
That leads to my merch store. I use Printify. I don't know if you've heard of Printify or not.
Oh yes, I have.
Yeah, that's what I use for all my merch.
How would you say is the like? How do you like the back end of Printify? What would you say is the review for that? I guess.
Like the shirts, I love the shirts because like the material is so nice. It's not thick so it's like, and it's really stretchy. Me being a big dude, like I'm a big dude, so I have to stretch my shirts sometimes. And the material is just it's so nice to have a good material shirt.
I agree. A lot of and that's another thing too. A lot of the shirts that are coming to my table aren't from Brainbuster. Brainbuster is essentially there to be my online store for people who can't get the stuff from my table or who want
Yeah.
something different from what I have at my table.
Mm-hmm.
Because while six t-shirts is a lot of options,
Yeah.
right? 92 pages of merchandise is a lot more options, right?
Yeah. And
So
you were talking about parody logos. One of the shirts I have on my merch store, I can't say the name of the logo it is, but I'm gonna say the colors and you'll get it. It's orange and black, and it's for 18 plus.
orange and black 18 plus. Oh, the hub?
Yeah, the hub.
Oh yeah, I made one of those for my old valet, the one that fucked off. Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Made one of the hub logos for she too. Yeah, no, that that one's funny. But I have
Mm-hmm.
a I got a shitload of those made now. Like I got a couple of different Raw ones, couple of SmackDown ones. I got an SVR one, and like I've got different cartoon 8x10. So like, not like I got pictures where it's like cartoon me against fucking Hank Hill, and it's the King of the Hill parody cartoon of me, right? And it's like a match
Mm-hmm.
screen. There's little
Yeah,
stupid shit like that to get people's yeah, hey, that's kind of funny, right?
I'll definitely
But
have to get me some. I'll definitely have to get me some Cameron Stevens merch. I'm definitely gonna have to go to Brainbusters and get me some.
oh man, and like I says, there's lots of options. If you're a tank top guy, you're covered. If you like sweats, you're fucking covered. If you like long sleeve but you don't want a hood, that's great. You're fucking covered. And no matter what kind of material, no matter what kind of apparel you're looking for, nine
Mm-hmm.
times out of 10, you're gonna find it on Brainbuster. And you've got plenty of different logos to sort through. Some of them are double sided, some of them aren't. Almost all of them have multiple color options, so
Yep.
you can get it. A lot of the designs I have up, the color options generally are red, purple, black, white, gray. There are some where I'll throw in a blue. Obviously, if it's like a SmackDown one or something like that, I'll have blue
Yep.
as an option,
Mm-hmm.
like blue and white stuff like that. But yeah, I'm and honestly, where it comes from, when I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
is when pro wrestling tees really took off.
Yep.
And Kevin Steen and the Young Bucks, and at that time, Colt Cabana as well.
Boom,
All
boom.
of them had a fucking 100 different fucking t-shirts on there. So many options. And
Let me
I'd
do it.
scroll through them for hours. Hours and hours and hours scrolling through their merch store saying, oh, this one's fucking deadly. I need to get that one. Holy fuck, look at this one. This one's cool as shit. And for me,
Mm-hmm.
having so many
Dude,
that I really wanted to get, in like as if I had the money at that time that I do now as an adult, I would have paid for their merchandise. And when it hit Hot Topic, I
mm-hmm.
did because
Oh
I
yeah.
enjoyed the way that those guys merchandise themselves. I think that was one of the and as talented as those two are in the ring, talking about the Young Bucks specifically,
Mhm.
as talented as those two are in the ring, I don't think it holds a candle to how talented they are as salesmen,
Oh no,
as
because
people who can push a product and plug that shit.
you just see my like you could ask my girlfriend. I half my closet are wrestling T-shirts.
Oh, I'm not much better, brother. I looked into some. I'll be honest with you. I wish I had a lot of older ones, but I think one of these days I'm gonna try to go through and find some of the old T-shirts that were on sale when I was a youngster. There's one jersey I remember that I wanted real fucking bad. I was at a SmackDown when
Mhm.
I was a kid, and I can't blame my parents for not picking it up because it was a 2X adult. I was like 6. Like, that shit would have been a dress on the best of days. So, like, I don't
Mm.
blame them for not picking it up one bit, one iota, because I wouldn't have either.
You're you were talking about it. Like at least I think I have like over 200, 300 T-shirts, and 90% of them are wrestling shirts.
Mm.
But I think about 10 or 20 of them are Young Bucks and Bullet Club T-shirts.
Now, I didn't go that far into actually purchasing their stuff. I usually bought most of what came to Hot Topic at the time.
Mhm.
I've done a lot of window shopping on pro wrestling tees, put it to you that way. But when it came to actually ordering them, not as much. When I see them in front of me, fuck yeah, 100%. Like when the Bucks, you remember the Bucks Bullet Club logo, the one with the
Mhm.
yellow and blue, I think, or yellow and purple, something like
Yep, I
that.
have it. I have it. Yeah.
Yeah, me and my one of my old tag partners, we both went down to Hot Topic separate of each other, bought
Mhm.
the shirts and the sweatpants with the same fucking Bucks logo. Next time we
Mhm.
seen each other, that's what we both had on. And hilarious, right? Didn't plan
Mhm.
it, but like, oh, you got it too? Oh, fuck yeah.
One of my favorite ones of the it's a Young Bucks Bullet Club T-shirt. It's my favorite one. It was when the whole thing was going on with WWE when they were outside of Raw that one night, and WWE has sent them a cease and desist
Oh
to
yeah,
stop
I
doing
got
the
that
too
one too.
sweet. I'm
Oh,
like,
I
fuck
got
you, I'm
that
gonna go
one
buy
for
it.
sure.
I fuck that. I need the shirt now. I need the shirt.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of people underestimate just how much the Bullet Club and through the Bullet Club, the Young Bucks were
Mhm.
really turning independent wrestling mainstream, at least as mainstream as it was going to get,
Yep.
right? For wrestling,
Hmm.
for a not a local wrestler, but for an
Yep.
independent wrestler not under contract to the WWE to have a T-shirt in a store,
Hmm.
that shit's cool.
Yep.
That's very cool, right?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Like,
that like to
I walked
me,
into my Walmart. Uh, I walked into my Walmart back in April. This is back in April. So I was in Walmart, and lo and behold, what do I see? He's not even signed to the WWE yet. He's signed now, but he wasn't then back in April. But they had Joe Hendry T-shirts selling in Walmart.
yeah, right. And see that shit's cool because like, especially when you see someone come from humble beginnings, right?
Mhm.
Uh, like I remember being in school watching independent wrestling for the first time, and I'm seeing Pro Wrestling Guerrilla and Ring of Honor, and I'm seeing saying, "Who the fuck is this Kevin Steen guy? This guy is fucking awesome." It's a goddamn shame no
Mhm.
one will ever give him a chance. And then fast forward a few years,
Yep.
and he's there headbutting Vince McMahon on television, right? Like
Kills.
to me,
Yep.
that's
Fight Steen.
something
Fight.
that's awesome for one of the guys who everyone was like, man, like someone who looks like that is never going to be working for the WWE. And then he fucking overcame all of the naysayers and
Mm-hmm.
made his name in that company, in the biggest company in the world, man, that's some
Yep.
cool shit. That's some cool shit
Yep.
right there.
Yep. Both him and Sammy.
Oh man, absolutely love Sammy. I fucking love Sammy. Oh, it's coming.
So
The day he's getting that heavyweight belt is fucking coming. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. And when it do come, oh man, I might shed a tear. I'll be fucking honest with you. I might shed a tear when that man wins the heavyweight championship, because that man is an underdog. We were talking about Queen earlier, and how and I like to think that Queen makes music for underdogs, and makes music about being an underdog, about being overlooked, and about not fitting a certain mold. And with that outlook, that's kind of the mold that Sami Zayn fits into a little bit. He doesn't look the way you would expect someone there to look. He doesn't, you know, sound the way you would expect someone in that position to sound, but he belongs there.
mhm. I'm,
Like,
I'm a,
that position is
yeah,
his for the taking.
yeah. I'm gonna do my you did your. I'm gonna give you my version of what you just did. My belly might be a little big. My hiney might be a little big, and
Precisely.
I
Hard
might not be the
times, baby.
superstar
Hard
today.
times.
At times, hard times. I when they give you a watch and they say a computer took your job, daddy.
And see, as much as I love Hard Times, it's a it's one of the best pieces of uh, speech in professional wrestling
Mm-hmm.
history. I've always enjoyed the Raven ECW promos. I love those. Like the squeaky desk. Oh
Mm-hmm.
man, the shit that makes you
Have you seen
feel.
his
But
Have you
for
seen
me,
his new film yet?
the number one to me has got to be Cactus. Got to be Cactus. 100%.
Have you seen Raven's film yet? Have you seen the one he came out with this year?
Actually, funny enough, I had it on the TV there right before I hopped on here. I got about a half hour left, and I was like, oh shit, I got to go do that podcast. But no, it came out a little bit later in Canada, which I'll be honest. When I seen it was supposed to be out, it wasn't on Prime. I was like, motherfucker, Canada doesn't get nothing, because like it took forever for us to get Queen of the Ring too. Like I think we only got that recently
Yeah.
too, but which I still need to watch. I'm very much looking forward to it. But yeah, the I made it about halfway through Ravens so far, and I'm a huge fan of Ravens. I always have been. Like that's one of those guys where you hear behind the scenes about Raven. That's one of those guys. Don't meet your heroes. I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck if he told me I was a piece of shit. He's earned that right. You know what I mean? He's earned the right to call me a piece of shit if I don't match up to his standards. You know what I mean? Because for me, that guy
Yeah.
he is beyond a genius in regards to wrestling. I think uh, that guy has something special that I think way too many people overlook. I think he is criminally underrated.
He is.
Um, like I honestly hope that Raven is not another one of these cases where people wait till he goes before they give him his fucking props, because unfortunately in a lot of ways that happened to a lot of guys, that
Mm-hmm.
nobody really gave them their props while they
Until
were
they're
here.
gone.
Um, Guys like Bray Wyatt and Jay Briscoe come to mind. Um, Guys like Sabu come to mind, right? People that really made a huge difference in this industry and were unfortunately overlooked until
Yep.
they passed. I think it's a fucking shame, but I think today and tomorrow are always days where we can continue to spread the history of what got us here. And I do
Mm.
I do find it funny that, like, talking about the 90s 90s and 2000s as history, when, to me, like, when I think of classic wrestling, I think of old school wrestling, I think of 70s and 80s. Like, I think of
Yeah.
territories. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, one of
Mm-hmm.
the greatest cage matches I ever saw was the Great American Bash. I think it was '89. Rock and Roll Express versus the Andersons. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They were working tags in the
Yeah.
cage. I was like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen that before. That's so fucking cool that they're still
Yeah.
doing a tag. It's still a tag team match,
But in a
but it's in a
cage.
cage. And the Andersons were such fucking vicious, just
Mm-hmm.
mean motherfuckers. And Ricky Morton, oh my god. I don't think I've seen anybody garner as much sympathy as Ricky Morton. It, and to just watch that be put together, and to watch the audience be fully invested in something as simple as a headlock, because they're invested in the person. They don't
Mm-hmm.
they don't care if, in their mind, if the headlock hurts or not, which it fucking does. But
Yeah.
in their mind, it doesn't matter if they themselves can feel it. They can see that someone they care about is in pain right now,
Mm-hmm.
and by God, they want to do something about it, but they can't unless they jump the guardrail or something like that,
Yeah.
and then they're in more shit. But
I've
the
gotten to meet.
people were invested.
I
They felt real emotion in regards to what they were being presented. They loved the good guys. They hated the bad guys. It wasn't this, oh man, like, he's such a dick. I can't believe how cool that is. Like, fuck that, man. Like, fuck, like, as a wrestling fan, do I think a crucifixion is cool? Absolutely. But when I did that shit, do you think I did it wanting people to like it? Fuck no. I was in a small community. People are religious out there. They fucking hated me. I gave a kid nightmares. And I consider that a badge of honor, because those people fucking hated me. They wanted to run me out of fucking town. They didn't want me to come back.
it's
Because
funny.
it's
It's
like,
funny. It's funny you say
get
that.
that shit out of my town, kind of thing, right? And to me, I don't want them to like me. I want them to dislike me. To me, the boo is my cheer. The fuck you is my cheer. As much as I don't want to deal with people pulling shit on me, I'd like to have people pull shit on me, because at
Yeah.
least then I know I'm making them feel something legit.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
I
funny. It's funny though.
love
It's funny. It's sorry. I'm just. It's funny you bring up the bad guys getting booed, the good guys getting cheered. Now you have like, if you go back and look earlier this year, you had the bad guy carrying cross. Everyone was cheering like he was the bad guy, and they were wanting him. They were like saying, "We
Mhm.
want Cross."
And I
I'm
think a
like,
part of that as well is obviously in regards to when bad guys, sometimes it doesn't matter how bad you are. Sometimes you're good, and they just like that. And it's an unfortunate position to be in when you want them to hate you, and it's like, fuck, man, they're eating up what I'm doing. So, but
mhm,
um, I love his work as well. Cross is
mhm.
one of those guys where I wish he's someone I wish I crossed paths with him at some point, because he's someone who I think I could learn a lot from, in a lot of ways. And I'm just a fan of his work, if I'm being honest with you. I think he's fucking dope.
And you were talking about your favorite speech promo in wrestling history. You were saying
King Dewey.
yours was Raven from. If I had to, it's not my.
I'd say Raven's up there. Kane Dewey's probably my number one. Cactus. I'd say Kane Dewey is so emotional, and it's such a powerful statement. that Raven hit a certain. It scratched a certain itch in my brain. I fucking love Raven. Cactus, I think, scratches that itch a little bit better. You know,
I'll give
Mick
you one of my
Foley and his Cactus Jack anti-hardcore stuff, I think is some of the most powerful promos he's ever cut. Like the I've sacrificed everything for you people, and you're saying to cane my fucking 4-year-old son. Fuck you people. Like I'm giving you shit.
like. I'll give you one of my top 10 speech promos in wrestling. It's CM Punk's pipe bomb.
That's fair. That's a
When
valid option.
when he's sitting up there on the ramp and he said, "Why you sit there in pain and I hope it's as uncomfortable as possible." And he breaks the fourth wall. He says, "I might go defend in Ring of Honor. Hey, Colt Cabana, how you doing?"
And I was watching that live. I was going into high school with my buddies in math class being like, "Oh man, like what are you going to do when you get 2K or not 2K? Fuck, this is before 2K. This was THQ. What are you
Yeah,
going to do when we get WWE 13, man? This game looks fucking awesome. Oh, I can't fucking wait to play, dude. What's our rosters going to be? There wasn't even GM mode in that game, but we were still drafting our own
yeah.
rosters of the roster that was there. It's like these are our fucking guys, right? There was no fucking reason for draft. I think what we ended up doing was we drafted our buys and then um we would like play matches against each other with those people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it was, but at the time, Punk was fucking it. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was fucking it at that time, and like the excitement for every bit of that era happening, like um I remember when he did that sit down with Austin to promote WWE 13, the video game,
Yeah.
and like,
Mm-hmm.
sure, I thought they were going to do a match then.
Yeah.
Come to find out, fucking years later, here Kevin Owens is someone who I was blown away was even in the company, let alone wrestling Steve Austin
At
in the
WrestleMania.
main event of WrestleMania. Holy shit! What world are we living in? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Like, people like to shit on WWE and they like to shit on TKO, and I'm not going to say all of the reasons aren't valid because there are some things. Obviously, there's valid complaints. However,
Mm-hmm.
over the last 5 years,
Yep.
as someone who has watched independent wrestling, I find some of the things that they've done with certain people who have come from the independents is fucking beautiful to watch guys like Kevin Owens be in the main event, watch guys like Sami Zayn get the main event, to watch Bobby Roode,
Yep.
and to see Abyss as a producer, man. That's speaking of people who don't get the fucking respect they
Katie
deserve.
Williams. Katie
T.D.
Williams.
Williams, him as well, 100%, 100%. And I'll tell you this, and I don't think I'm stepping on his gimmick at all because he's not fucking. He's a producer now, so I don't think he's wrestling anymore. But honest to God, man, Abyss was one of the nicest people I ever met in the locker room. I worked, I want to say 2 shows with him,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that guy had a large influence on my life, and I told him, I let him know, and that was one of those things. I don't think he really knew how to react to what I told him because it was a little dark, if I'm being honest. But I'm thankful that he
when he
was.
changed when he changed his gimmick, when he went from the long hair mask to the short hair with the mask, I'm like, he looks so much different without the long hair. He doesn't look as big anymore. He doesn't look as bad, like as big as bad as he used to.
I think it was an evolution. There's a part of me that felt like he looked bigger but less menacing, if that makes sense. Not that that guy was ever not menacing, because fuck, he But I mean, you look at 2006 to 2010 Abyss, and you're looking at a fucking monster. Like that guy would eat short hair Abyss for fucking lunch.
Yeah, you would.
And short haired Abyss would eat most motherfuckers for lunch. Like, and that's the cool thing. Like, I always loved Abyss because for me, he was the uncontrollable monster. And I guess the long and short of it is when I was a kid, I kind of felt like I had an uncontrollable monster in me as well.
Yeah.
So for Abyss to be the on-screen version of that, I connected to that right away, and I absolutely loved his work. And being a fan of hardcore wrestling as well, because
Monsters Ball.
Dude, I fucking love the Monsters Ball, man. So fucking good. Or his work with Jeff Hardy. Fucking phenomenal. Those two had some kind of chemistry that I loved watching them work together. Or him and Raven.
What was it? Yeah. What was it? What was it? It was the 2x4. It was the thing he used to carry around with all the Janice. Yeah, I'm like, when he first brought that, I'm like, what? He's got
Abyss is in WWE games now. Janice is a usable weapon in a WWE game, and I know it. Like, I'm probably too excited about that, but like when I was a youngster, growing up watching wrestling, like TNA was on Spike TV when I was a kid.
Yep.
Like I'm of that generation that TNA was on TV when I came home from school. There was times I didn't give a fuck to watch what was on WWE. Look at what TNA is doing. That shit's cool, right? Like to watch the Awesome Kongs and the Gail Kims, to see the AJ Styleses and
Motor City,
the Motor City Machine Guns, the Samoa Joes, to see Kurt Angle have a career resurgence and arguably some of the best work he'd ever done in his career, to see Christian Cage on a whole new level. I mean, man, when I was watching TNA as a kid, my fucking mind was blown. I saw Abyss and I was like, man, this guy is like if Kane was fucking cooler. What the fuck is going on? This is like if Kane was hardcore. This is fucking awesome. And I was watching more and more. I was like, man, this guy's even cooler than Kane. Why am I fucking comparing them? Right? Like, and the more I would watch TNA back then, the more invested I got. Hell, I gave a fuck about Pac-Man Jones, and I didn't watch the NFL. I didn't know who the guy was. I knew he was a tag team champion, though.
the spot he did, I still go back and watch it sometimes. Doing that damn move off the top of the cage. That is iconic. Doing the flip off the cage.
That's another thing. The triple X and fucking Jesus, America's Most Wanted. Fucking phenomenal. Like they were doing shit you'd never see. Ultimate X as in and of itself. I had never seen anything like that. The 6-sided ring, I had never seen anything like that. Like it was something different. And when I saw that as a kid, I was like, fuck. Like this is a real alternative. This is something that's really, really different. And I was fucking hooked. Sure, and this is another thing. I might have seen TNA in Toys R Us before I saw it on television.
Yeah.
Because their toys were right next to the WWE ones.
I used to have some of the figures and I wish I never got rid of them. I got rid of them. I'm like, now they're so hard to find.
I recently got my hands on one of the old Impact sets, the one with Raven, Jarrett, Abyss, Petey, and AJ.
I'll say this,
I think I was able to get my hands on those for like 120 Canadian. So I'm pretty sure each of them are worth that. So,
like, not many people know this, but where I live at in Tennessee, Jeff Jarrett and James Storms live within 2 hours of where I live.
Fucking love James Storm. That guy is awesome.
I want to drink with him. I want to drink with him.
See, I do and I don't, because I'm not a beer guy by any fucking stretch of the imagination. But I am a whiskey guy. So I feel like there's a happy medium there. It's like I don't know if I can. I won't do the beers with you, but I will have a few shots of whiskey with you. I'll do that. That's
And I in my top 10 promos, the TNA has one of their promos in my top 10, and I'm sure you know which one it is. If you don't, I'm just gonna start quoting it. It's Jay Lethal and Ric Flair. The Ric Flair,
oh yeah,
when Jay Lethal comes out, don't you be upset that they tore old Space Mountain down. I
oldest
tried the old
ride,
guy.
longest line.
Longest line. I tried the old guy. The young guys, they're much quicker and they're faster and they're
Oh
60-minute men, baby. You don't know
yeah, you
about
never
60
seen
minutes in the
60
ring
minutes in the
or the
ring or the
bedroom.
bedroom. Killed me. Oh, that shit was
That
good. That shit was good, man.
when Lethal started doing the elbow drops, and when they zoomed in on Rick's face, I'm like, Rick's gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah, it's like homie's unhinged. He's about to go off. Like,
He's
but
about to
yeah,
crash
no, man,
out.
that shit was good, man. I and like if it's not easy enough to tell, obviously, fucking lifelong wrestling fan to the point. I decided, hey, if I'm gonna do something with my life, I might as well make that dream become a reality. And like I had people that used to fucking bully me when I was in school just for liking wrestling. I've had them message me as adults being like, "Man, we picked on you and you stuck through it. You're there doing it now." And I can take a bit of solace in that where it's like I may not be on the big show. I may not
Yeah,
be making millions of dollars. Hell, I might not even be booked every other fucking weekend. This might not even be the thing that pays my bills.
yeah.
But I'm out there performing in front of an audience that to some degree believes in me. And you could argue that from day one, that was the dream to begin with. While
Like,
you visualize it on the big stage, to make that connection to somebody is, I feel that's really what the beautiful part of this business is to
mhm.
make that connection with people, to help people believe in you, and for your triumphs to inspire them to achieve their own triumphs. I think that's the most beautiful thing about professional wrestling is we're walking talking superheroes and supervillains.
Mhm.
And as one of the supervillains, my part in that is making sure that the superhero has someone worth has has an evil deed worth foiling. You
Yeah.
know, I think the connection we make to our audience is the lifeblood of this industry. I think having an audience believe in you, whether it's you as a person or as a performer.
That's why I started this podcast. Like I've been doing this podcasting for on and off 6 years. So I started out as a whole different podcast name. Like it used to be the All Things Wrestling Podcast, and I started it because I want to be able to give. I love pro wrestling. I love pop culture, and I just love
Absolutely.
everything, gaming, sports, and but especially pro wrestling. And I wanted to be able to give back to the thing I love in some way. And I thought the podcast I can get to connect with fans and wrestlers, bring them on the show, let them have a place to talk about it.
And like I said, I find that shit to be beautiful. I've dipped my toe in the podcasting water. I think my show only had like 8 episodes or something like that before I gave it up. But it was called Inspired, and the whole concept behind it was I'm going to bring someone on, and who inspired you to get into this business? Who inspired you personally to make it through some of your hardships in life? And what about that person inspired you, or what about that character inspired you? Right? That was the whole basis for the show that I had done, and
Yeah.
um, yeah, like I said, it didn't last very long, but I thought that while because to a degree, we have an influence on the people who watch us. Like, there's people who genuinely look up to us, and like, I'll give one kid specifically a shout out, Damon, out in Marystown, and I know he's gonna listen to this. So yeah, Damon, all the love, brother. Um, but I look at the connections that we have with our fans, and I say, what would it have meant to me if Jeff Hardy sent me a text message?
Yeah.
What would it have meant to me if Mick Foley was in my DMs? You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I'm not Jeff Hardy. I'm not Mick Foley, but I can shoot you a message and let you know that, like, if
Yeah.
you bust your ass and you make an effort, not only are you going to be able to do what I do, you'll be able to do it better than me.
The
I don't think anybody should want anybody to be worse than them. I think if if you want your business to grow, you should want everyone to be better than you and use that to become better yourself. I think growth is only a positive thing. I don't understand when you have the same area and a shitload of different companies pop up with the same fucking roster. I don't understand it. I just don't. I understand people want to do their own thing.
yeah.
Wholeheartedly, I do. But I would love for this industry as a whole to fucking work together and grow.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of where AEW came from, is that
Mhm.
exact same mentality, is we need to work together and grow. And I love that AEW is there. It gives a lot of people work.
It does.
TNA, they're getting back to, sure, they're on AMC. They're gonna be on AMC, man. That shit's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. When I saw that news, I was so happy because, man, I remember watching TNA on Spike, and it
Mhm.
looks like they're getting back to being in a position to where they're about to be on international television again. That's fucking
Yep.
awesome. That's so cool, and it creates more work. It
It
creates
does.
more opportunities for people, and that in and of itself is beautiful as well. I don't think there needs to be a set number of successful promotions. You know what I mean? I think
No.
everything should have the opportunity to be successful. Game Changer, for example, I think those guys are growing exponentially, and I think the show that they produce is the best spotlight of independent wrestling scene probably since Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Yeah.
The best spotlight of independent wrestling. And honestly, I kind of look at the top talent wrestlings and the Love Pro Wrestlings of Alberta as the Canadian equivalents to those promotions.
Yeah.
Because, and they often use a lot of the talent from those promotions. Like, I know Santana's after been down there, and a lot of the GCW guys semi regularly make appearances down there. I'm pretty sure Effie was their champion for a bit, right? Like
Love
the
Effie.
oh, dude, 100%,
Effie. Yeah, I love him.
100%. Speaking of guys who bust their ass and need for some fucking recognition, is Effie. That guy is fucking phenomenal. And like, I understand why some people don't like some of his shit. I get it, but I don't think he goes over the top with it too bad. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think he still does things in the guidelines of wrestling. You
Mhm.
know, like, and yeah, I'm a big fan of his work. Actually, the to have that kind of a gimmick nowadays, I think is that's cool as shit. I like it.
Yeah.
Actually, watching Effie and like the guy in fishnets kind of thing, I'm like, oh fuck you. Well, you know what? Like, there's a guy out this way, Dick Daniels. I'm
Mhm.
like, brother, throw the fishnets on. And he was gonna have a street fight of some description. I'm like, well, you already wear the half cut T-shirt because he's got a T-shirt. I heart Dick Daniels, but Daniels is
Yeah.
real small underneath Dick, real big, right? So it says I heart Dick, and if you look careful, you'll see Daniels. But when he's got the shirt cut, it curls, so you can't see
Yeah.
it at all, right? I was like, sure, just throw a pair of Daisy Dukes on, do the Stevie look with the fucking fishnets. And Stevie Richards, I don't know if you're going to be watching this. If I'm on here, probably not. But claim your son, Dick Daniels. Okay,
Now, you were
I
talking
don't
about
care if I have to book that gorilla style, Stevie.
you were talking
Thinking
about
of
it.
your son.
You were talking about it a minute ago about companies that needed to work together. There's people I've worked with in the podcasting world, in the media world, that I thought would elevate the podcast to a higher level, get me more eyes, allow me to interview more talent, and they just it was it was certainly a moment of truth.
I see what you did there. Yeah. Yeah, no, the moment of truth has definitely evolved from prior uh oof. What do I even say? Not much good.
Oh, all I was saying was like the people I was working with, they gave me a moment of truth.
Oh yeah. No. I think some of the people you were working with gave the moment of truth a few moments of truth. But
Mm-hmm.
the original actual moment of truth, the one that, you know, is run by wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all the airtime we'll give that piece of shit.
Yeah, that's all we will. Uh, before we clear the air, before we get off here, if someone were looking to get into professional wrestling or get into training, what advice could you give them?
No, I feel like that advice would vary dependent on age group. And the
Yep.
reason I say that is especially I'll tell you what I tell people out here.
Yep.
Because we're here in Newfoundland and the opportunities here are limited.
Yep.
Very limited.
Mm-hmm.
And rightly so. I wouldn't blame anybody for saying I'm not fucking flying some guy. I don't blame him at all. You
Yep.
have to go out elsewhere and get your own opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
That said, if you have to go elsewhere to get your own opportunities anyway, look into schools,
Yep.
reputable schools with trainers who have been places, trainers who have made a difference in the industry, and there's no shortage of them. Not just in the U.S., but Canada has plenty of great schools that I
Yeah.
would recommend in a heartbeat. Um,
I know Scott Demore. I think he runs one for.
yep.
I think he runs a school.
And
And then you
in
have
regards to Canada, I'd say he's got one of the best, if not the number one of the absolute best. I believe Santino has Battle Arts
Arts.
as
Yep.
well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Um,
Natalia, she does her stuff.
yeah, I think that's in the States though, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
It might be. I don't know for sure. Um, but like there's a lot of work out there, and there's a lot of reputable trainers that can teach you this industry at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
Use the opportunities that are available, not just to you, but to everybody,
Yep.
to choose a school that's got someone who understands this business.
Yep.
Like if I'm being honest with you, if you were to choose between say me and fucking I'll pull a name out of my ass, say Cody Deaner.
Yeah.
That's a no fucking brainer. You know what I mean? You're choosing
Mm-hmm.
Deaner 10 times out of 10 because that guy has been places
Yep.
and he understands the business at a deeper level than I do.
Hometown man.
Oh, dude, that guy. I I've taken a few things from him too, actually, to the point The last time I saw him, I asked him if there was any more any more ideas I could steal from him. He's like, "Nah, man, everybody's taking my shit now."
So,
But
okay.
I can't say I blame him. I was like, fair play. I'd be the same way. So
Him and I might sound stupid because they used to be a tag team together, but I don't know. They used to call them. They used to say they were brothers, but are they actually brothers? Him and Jake something?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think so. I don't know for sure. I don't know either of them that well, but I don't think so. No.
okay. I thought they were brothers because they used to call him Jake Diener and him Cody Diener. So
They might be. They might.
yeah,
Don't crucify me if they are, but I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
I don't know.
Cody. If you watch this, he didn't do nothing wrong. I asked the question, so
Yeah, motherfucker's gonna get me DDT'd here in a minute.
hey, or cactus driver. Get a cactus driver for your troubles.
Oh man, that's one thing is nothing wrong with a good old fashioned pile driver, man. I speaking of pile drivers, and I'm gonna shout this motherfucker out because he's one of Western Canada's most talented workers, in my opinion. Harlan Abbott. If you haven't seen him, check him out.
I have
Uh,
to.
oh man, did you see that clip going around of Jack Cartwheel? But he had him up
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
then fucking Spike Power drove him.
Yeah.
That's him.
That looked bad. That looked fuck. When I thought I was like, damn, he dead. He killed him. He dead.
Yeah, WWID no more, brother. No,
No,
but he's fucking phenomenal. I will sing his praises 10 times out of 10. Same with Kamikaze. Um, that's Cam exclamation point Ikazi. Um, yeah,
there's
no,
a,
he's one of
there's
the
a lot
guys
of
after I was training with Bruce, helped train me afterwards to sort of be that
yeah.
bridge to bookings, if that makes sense. And yeah, Cam is one of the most talented guys in Western Canada, in my opinion. He's actually currently on the CWE tour with I believe he's been working with Austin Aries a lot recently on that tour. So
Oh, A Dub.
definitely worth checking out. He's fucking phenomenal. But I could shout buys out all day. The Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw. If you got time to check out his work, check out his work. If you have more time, check out his podcast. That guy is a fucking gem of a human being. Cannot say enough nice things about the Goose. Gotta
First, I
shout out my MOT brethren, my West Coast president, uh, Johnny Roston, who's kind of taken the reins, so to speak, on the group. Thankfully, because out here on the East Coast, I don't have as much to work with in regards to affiliates.
yeah.
I recently
Now
had to suspend one Haley Haste until she gets her shit together and sees the light. But
I know if we're gonna start shouting out talent. There's a female wrestler here in the States. I'm dying to interview her and just see her in the ring at a show. She's right now. She's just started working for JCW Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Miss Black Dahlia Page, call it.
I knew you were going to say that. As soon as you said JCW, I knew exactly who you're talking about. I've had some conversations with Evil Nate and shit like that. No, they're best kind. I'm big fan of them.
Yeah. Evil Nate. He's fucking awesome.
Oh, dude, that guy is good shit. That guy is good shit for
My
sure.
buddy, my buddy's the one that the mask that Paige wears, the leather chainsaw mask.
Yes, yeah.
I know the guy that made that. I know the guy that made it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Actually, it's funny you
I might
mention that because it's a fucking shitty angle, but and I
that's
got a
cool.
Leatherface tattoo. He's there in the fucking
The Sauls
somewhere.
family. That's all his family.
There somewhere.
But I
Yeah.
was asking the dude. I was asking the dude the other day. I said, "Hey, you know Paige Collette and Evil Nate, right?" I'm like, he's like, "Yeah." Like, can you put a word out for me? I say, "Hey, I'm looking for. I got these podcast. I got this podcast. I got these dates available. See if they like. Just see if
I
they have
might
the
be
dates
able to
available.
hook you
See if
up with
they
some newfies. I might be able to hook you up with some MOT boys, or maybe a couple Canadians. I guess I might be able to send a few boys your way.
sounds good." Well, I want to thank you, Cameron, for coming on the show this evening and giving me some of your time. I've enjoyed this episode. It's very I laugh. We had some good laughs, some good conversation, and I would love to have you on again in the future.
Oh, I'd love to be back on. That's one thing I'm a big fan of, not just doing interviews, but listening to them as well, because it humanizes these people that are often seen as on a pedestal to some degree. Even if
Mhm.
the pedestal might be a little bit smaller than the top pedestal, you know what I mean? It's still a
Mm.
pedestal. So when we step down off of that briefly and kind of have a human conversation on here, I think that opens up the audience to something to a degree they're not supposed to see, and I think that's the alluring part of it.
Yeah. Well, as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, the Media Maverick Mike Weldon, and this has been Cameron Stevens. And make sure you catch this when it airs. Will air in the next 7 days, so make sure you're looking for it.
Yeah,
And we're
man.
out of here.
You know what? Next time I come on, this will